In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Unit Victim. These are their stories.
Law & Order SVU, a show that contains very graphic scenes of rape and violence. However, one of the highest rated shows in modern times. Things like violence, murder, rape, and scandal are some of the only things that entertain us American people today. Media has become a ubiquitous force in society. Its destructive power can be seen in almost all aspects of life, though few people choose to look. It attacks societal values, family relations, and desensitizes us towards news, politics, and violence.
The effects of the mean world syndrome don't stop here, with fear and anxiety at a heightened state of alert in response to perceived threats. On the other side of this anxious state, cultivation analysis has also pointed to the paradox of high media exposure, seeming to produce a kind of desensitization and emotional shutdown.
5:15 p.m. on Tuesday, the man in the black coat punches him, knocking the victim to the ground. Here's what happens next. Nothing for 19 long minutes. People walk past the victim over and over and over.
Did that video have any effect on you? If not, then you are one of the millions of people desensitized who would walk right past that man.
Neil Postman writes, "Now this is a commonly used on radio and television newscasts to indicate what one has just heard or seen has no relevance to what one is about to hear or see, or possibly anything one is ever likely to hear or see. The phrase is a means of acknowledging the fact that the world is mapped by a speeded-up electronic media that has no order or meaning and is not to be taken seriously. There's no murder so brutal, no earthquake so devastating, no political blunder so costly, or for that matter, no ball score so tantalizing or weather report so threatening that it cannot be erased from our minds by the newscaster saying, 'Now this.' Of course, in television's presentation of the news of the day, we may see the 'now this' mode of discourse in the boldest and most embarrassing form. For there we are presented not only with fragmented news, but news without context, without consequences, without value, and therefore without essential seriousness. That is to say, news as pure entertainment. The viewers also know that no matter how grave any fragment of news may appear, it will shortly be followed by a series of commercials that will, in an instant, diffuse the import of the news, and in fact, render it largely banal. This is a key element in the structure of a news program, and all by itself refutes any claim that television news is designed as a serious form of public discourse.
Terrifying moments for a woman who woke up to a strange man in bed with her. The woman screamed. Her brother rushed in to help and tried to fight the offender off. That break-in happened early this morning in the 500 block of Webster Drive in Huntsville. WFF 48's Elizabeth Gentle caught up with the victim. Elizabeth, emotions were running high.
And Mark, the woman, the victim, tells us that a man broke into her house and tried to rape her. Her brother went in and he tried to help her out, but the man got away, leaving behind, though, evidence of his visit. Kelly Dodson was asleep with her little girl inside their apartment on Webster Drive when
I was attacked by some idiot from out here in the projects.
Dodson says her attacker used a garbage can to climb onto the unit's ledge, open the upstairs window, and then he got in bed with her.
He tried to rape me. He tried to pull my clothes off.
Dodson struggled with her attacker, knocking over items in her bedroom. Antoine Dodson heard his sister scream and ran to help.
The extreme desensitization has reached even the most sensitive of subjects. In our perverted society, people laugh at distress and are more concerned with what kind of entertainment can be produced from it. For example, this song is a YouTube sensation and available on iTunes.
Slamming in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them, so y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they're raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess, we're looking for you, we gon' find you, we gon' find you, so you can run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that, homeboy, homeboy. We got your t-shirts and the left fingerprints and all, you are so dumb. You are really gone.
Extreme violence, blood, guts, and gore are deemed acceptable mainstream entertainment. Popular crime shows depicting awful and realistic crimes, horror movies with intensely grotesque scenes, and video games with interactive killing, theft, fighting, and other violent fantasies are played out by millions of Americans.